Tutok lo biolo. Makan mo mana? Mama, minum ako fiti mo bala.
Actions speak louder than words. That is the underlying theme which has inspired an innovative approach to combat violence against women and girls in the Solomon Islands. In 2012, Pacific Island leaders declared that violence against women is unacceptably high in the region and vowed to take a holistic approach to better protect women and girls from all forms of domestic violence. Since then, the Pacific community, through its Regional Rights Resource Team, or RRT, has been working with member countries to address the issue through legislative reform and the implementation of these laws, and strengthen the capacity of service providers to ensure that women, who are the majority survivors of domestic violence, are able to access justice. In the Solomon Islands, RRT is supporting the Ministry of Women, Youth, Children and Family Affairs and the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs to implement the Family Protection Act of 2014. This has been possible due to funding of an Access to Justice program by the United Nations Trust Fund to End Violence Against Women and Girls and the Australian Government's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade.
For the ministry, we are very happy that this project was able to kick off because it was essential and I guess critical to ensure access to justice, especially for victims and survivors at the rural area, and not only the rural area, but the remote. Women and girls in the remote areas, because the project looks at trainings for authorized justices and community facilitators, and there are people right down on the ground. So we are very happy that the project had started.
Under the Access to Justice program, community facilitators across Guadalcanal and Malaita have been recruited and trained by RRT.
I think one of the most important role I have is to make sure the people in my community that are victims or that are not victims get the understanding of what domestic violence is through my awareness to them.
These community facilitators are the first point of contact for a survivor seeking assistance. Part of their role is also to raise awareness. However, there needed to be creative and interactive ways in which to get the message across to the people in the communities of Guadalcanal and Malaita. RRT engaged Dreamcast Theatre to find creative ways to target communities in rural and remote areas.
The idea of drama came about after a couple of really creative sessions. We wanted to move away from this idea of a single person standing in front of a room and talking at you. We wanted people to engage with the messaging, and we wanted people to listen. It was suggested to us by the local court that this might be a method that you could use. So we started experimenting with it in some of our other work with police prosecutors, and we got some really good feedback, and we wanted to introduce it into this project, so we worked with the authorized justices, and now we're developing a more awareness type drama script with Dreamcast. And I personally think it's effective because it's powerful. It's very moving to watch those scenes in front of you, and it's raw emotion, and it causes people to stop and listen.
The crew of Dreamcast bring with them their own personal struggles and emotional experiences, having seen and witnessed the effects of domestic violence.
Dreamcast actually get the young people together, actually put them together and train them on ways that they can actually understand issues that affect them, affect the community and the families in the communities that we live in.
RRT and the Ministry of Women worked closely with Dreamcast to develop a script which would carry all the relevant messages.
Well, specifically this drama is designed for the community. It's got aspects in it that will speak to different people. So there's skits in there that will speak to older family members. There is a skit there that would speak to young people in relationships. There's skits there that would speak specifically to men about their roles in the community. The idea is that the community takes ownership of this and says that this is our problem and we can all do something to address domestic violence.
In December 2018, after weeks of preparation and practice, RRT and Dreamcast headed out for their first public performance.
You know, drama, you see it, you know, and I think instantly people can relate to. It's very different, as I said, from reading or, you know, someone telling. So definitely, you know, drama is definitely an effective way, as you said, to grab emotions.
More public performances from Dreamcast are planned, and RRT continues to work with stakeholders in the Solomon Islands in efforts to expand the program.
I think the long-term plan is, our hope is that, you know, women and girls in rural areas where they're mostly affected by domestic violence and they don't have access to a formal court system, that those people have access to protection. That's our long-term goal.
Raising awareness through drama while ensuring women and girls who are survivors of domestic violence have access to justice, irrespective of their geographical location.